Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Carol. Carol is an author, coach, and a speaker. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Carol. Carol, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Let me start with this.
Yes.
Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Okay. So I was trying to climb out of a deep depression over a job loss. And I began to work really hard on understanding LinkedIn so that I didn't have to retire at that point. And one of the things that I discovered was that um, it's knowable how to get ranked well on LinkedIn. You can find out. And I began to help all of my friends. And very soon after that, they started sending me their friends. And that was when I realized I was being recognized for a totally new area of content. I was recognized as a subject matter expert in a new area. And so that was my inspiration for doing what I'm doing today, which is helping people understand how to use LinkedIn in a way that communicates their personal brand online effectively so that they can reach their career goals.
What are the top three mistakes to avoid?
On LinkedIn, the very first mistake to avoid is thinking that it doesn't matter. So many people have LinkedIn profiles that tell me that they think it doesn't matter. But LinkedIn is the top area where people are making first impressions of you, especially during this pandemic time when we were, holed up in our own little spaces. Just about the only place that people could make a first impression of you were on Zoom and on LinkedIn. And so that's the first mistake. The second mistake is grows out of the first. It's having a terrible picture of yourself. Um, you know, even if you had great words and you were found for your subject matter expertise on a keyword search, if you have a picture that looks like you just don't even care, then I don't care to talk to you. And the third top problem, I think, is having a really lame headline. So a lame headline really is an auto-filled headline by LinkedIn with just your company and your job title. Because we have 220 characters to customize our headline, and we can create a powerful marketing message for ourselves in 220 characters, telling people what we stand for or how we serve or who we serve or what their result is. So make sure you customize your headline. Recap mistakes.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
Okay, my greatest failure story was not a personal failure, but it was a loss. And it was after 20 years of being a marketing communications consultant for a Fortune 500 company where they were my sole client. They decided, as a result of a downturn in the economy, what in the industry economy, to outsource whole departments, whole functional areas. And one of them that they outsourced in the two divisions that I served was marketing communications. And it meant that I couldn't work for them again. It was absolutely devastating. So, three things I learned from that. One was empathy for people with job loss. Um, when I felt in control of my career early on, I just figure, if you didn't have a job, it was your problem. But now I am very, very sensitive to the fact that there are many factors that are totally beyond our control. Things like mergers, where they don't need two of a top position and they outsource you. There are all kinds of things that that can contribute to losing a job. The company decides that it wants to go in a different business direction, and they cut off a whole manufacturing center. They're just not going to do that anymore. And all of a sudden, those people are out of jobs. So I learned empathy. I learned that we can do many different jobs with the same skills. And that's how I went from telling stories about high-tech medical devices to telling personal business stories for people in their business. And the third thing that I learned is similar to that. It's an analogy that I like to use. Think of your skills as the little glass pieces inside a kaleidoscope, the colored pieces of glass. You're looking at the picture that it makes at the end, and it's a beautiful picture. Someone comes along and bumps your elbow. The pieces fall into a different place. But you look and the picture is even more beautiful than it was before. Those are the three things that I learned.
How did you recover from it?
So it did take a while. And primarily I recovered from it by reaching out and helping other people. And the more I helped, the more they started to refer their friends. And I was going, oh, this is interesting. And then that was when I realized this was just a totally new avenue for me and for my skills.
What are the top 3 success secrets that others can model from?
Oh, my top 3 successes, I would say helping people to realize that their skills can be used in new ways. So when I work with a senior level executive who's about to lose their job or wants to do something new, or they want to have their company really have some gravitas, and so they are up-leveling their profile and the profile of others in their company, etc. But I try to put the you-ness into their profile so that people automatically know, like, and trust them. So one of the people that I helped was really distressed. He was a senior level national sales director, and he had always had teams, and they always achieved more than their goal. He was very good at motivating them. But when he came to me, he was just beside himself. He was really depressed. And no matter how I tried to discover where was his joy, I couldn't find it until I asked him about his volunteer activity. And I found that he had set up an international charity. He was executive director of that. And I wrote that in his profile. And in a month, an executive recruiter found him, and he was starting a new job as administrative pastor of a megachurch that had many, many pastors. They needed a shepherd that could guide them in the same direction, which was essentially the same thing that he had been doing. Same skill pieces, same heart, totally different job. So that was a huge success for me. The second is that I have achieved some goals in this late part of my career. I wrote a book, and in January, I revised it and published it again as a second edition, and I joined the National Speakers Association. So it's fun to be achieving new goals.
Wonderful. We are about to start in a lightning round. That means quick question and quick answer. Are you ready?
Okay. Here I am.
What are you grateful for today?
Oh, I am grateful to live in the United States. I'm grateful for the ability to do whatever I want to do, to speak kindly to people. I'm deeply grateful for being in this place of freedom.
How young are you?
I am young enough to achieve new goals and to help my clients to achieve theirs.
Yeah, Carol, you're at least 18 years old. Is that right?
Oh, indeed. I have passed the age of majority quite a few years ago.
So, Carol, you are not young enough. You are 18 years old plus a hell lot of experience, and my viewers can probably guess it. Okay, so what
Yes.
you want to do? What you want to do when you grow up?
Oh, I'm not sure that I ever really want to grow up, but when I decide to retire, I plan to do some more travel. So I guess I am doing what I want to do when I grow up, and that is to help people achieve their goals in their career.
Yeah. How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
Oh, I step back, I breathe deeply, I think of why the challenges come to me and other challenges that I have met in the past. I realize that I have strengths, and I try to figure out how to put my pieces into a different order so they still make a beautiful picture.
How do you start your day?
I start my day with gratitude and with planning for what I'm going to accomplish.
What is the advice you will give to younger yourself?
Oh, always remember that however good you think it is, the best is yet to come.
Once you have a revenue-generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
Oh my goodness. I guess I talked to him about it. I talked to him about where the ideas come from and what research I've done. And I welcome his support,
What
which
is the
always is forthcoming.
what is the impactful business book you have read, and what did you learn from it? Can I see the cover, please?
Oh, let's see if I can find it fast. So while I am searching for it, there it is. It is The Law of Small Things by Stuart Brody. And it's a wonderful book, and it really teaches about that we need to be faithful in small things in order to meet life's big challenges, and specifically with regard to truth telling. He talks about the importance of not fibbing or telling white lies because it's a practice. And if we tell white lies in little things, will we ever be able to tell the big truth in the hard things?
Why being impactful is important to you?
Oh, I guess it's because that's the way I relate to people. I want to be helpful, and I would love that impact to travel from me to them.
Who is your living mentor, and what's the impact?
Oh, one of my living mentors is Dick Miller. And Dick Miller is the chairman and founder of the charity that I'm on the board of, Water to Thrive. And we make possible clean water sources in Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Uganda.
I like to interview your living mentor because I'm originally from Pakistan. I like to take that expertise of clean water in Pakistan as well from your charity, and we will support you with the donations too. Just you know that we are not only taking from you, we want to give back.
Thank you.
What do you want to be remembered for?
Oh, I want to be remembered for being kind.
I understand that you are author of a book. Can I see your book, please? Why someone should read it, and what will they will get a benefit out of it?
Okay, so this is the second edition of my book, LinkedIn for the Savvy Executive. It is an award-winning book. This is Book Authority's award for best LinkedIn books of all time. And so I'm proud of that. It's also a featured selection of the C-Suite Network's book club, and I'm proud of that too. What people should learn from it is how to express their personal brand effectively on this really important business platform. LinkedIn is important to being able to control how your career rolls out. And if we don't control our own brand, who will?
Who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is a C-suite professional or senior level leader.
How can we support you?
You can buy my book. Buy my book down there, growth. Okay. And you can link with me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to share with people in your audience my monthly articles. So if they connect with me on LinkedIn and ask for my newsletter, I will be happy to send it to them.
We are about to wrap up. I'd like to have your few words about your today's guest experience on the show. Here is my question. What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
Just superlative. I was so impressed, Mohammed, with your video to prepare guests for the way your show rolls out. And I just felt like a queen. Thank you so much.
What would you say as a final word?
Make sure that you look at your LinkedIn profile today and give it a tweak.
Thank you so much, Carol, for sharing your wisdom with us today. On the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team, we really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.
Thanks so much.